Okay, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today is going to be a shorter stream than norm, as my main focus today is to just complete the Omega quests. Also, I've been doing a lot of talking, as today was my D&D day, and I don't really want to continue talking too much, so we're just going to focus on finishing Alphascape V1 to 0, however long that takes. I will also just focus on the main quests whilst I'm doing that. We get greeting. Tidings from the east. Elsa, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got a job. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hand. Get it? Because he's only got one. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm's done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made. We have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. The Council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence at Rauga's Reach. Lise will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly, a bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration, and I always get up again. We can hardly afford to lower our guard now, not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kaliana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. Shanti's daughter, half dead one. For whatever reason, the Kaliana thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fordorla. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. May only be the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. There you are. Alisei, is everything alright? We've received word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that, she didn't say, only that we should come to Kagane right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alisade is determined to make it a party of three. As I told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed, and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I have quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we are two or three, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Felix, rest assured, should this business prove to be of even tangible concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tataru await us at the Ruby Bazaar office. Hopefully that didn't give me the 13 minutes. It didn't. Good. Oh, whoops. But I am betting the next time I stuff that up, it will. Very bizarre. Well, whilst I'm here, we may as well hand this in. I honestly don't care. I really, really don't. Darn it. Ooh, Ugiri and...
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Ugiri and Soroban are also involved?
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months. So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor. Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugani to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual.
Yotsuyu, I imagine?
The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her. We all did.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Doma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest? Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear. Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garleans' movements, and more besides.
The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanamachi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of the finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Alright, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to skip through this because I don't want to get screwed on that again. Also, yes, let me just double check what my settings are. Am I at flat? Yes. Upscape V1.0. Ethereal Rift. Chaos. The final boss of Final Fantasy I. The original. I don't know if there's a safe spot to span for this. Big bang! Fiendish orbs. Well, I had no idea what to say. We're not gonna get this. So. Nope. Let's try that again. Whatever. Need that. Read. The battle is concluded. Alpha Group is victorious. This also signals the completion of my experiment and the incontestable fact of your supremacy. And yet, the process by which you consistently exceed your projected potential continues to confound my understanding. It is possible that test subject Sid's suppositions are correct, that my calculations and simulations are fundamentally flawed. Do mortals truly boast some indefinable quality that I do not possess and cannot measure? Error, logic loop malfunction, resolution requires additional data. If the nature of your existence defies standard reasoning, then I must examine you from an illogical angle. I will subject the unknown to the imperfect. Test subject Balasar Bigman will proceed to a supplemental stage. I have altered this test world to reflect a recorded memory. It originates from a timeline where war had erupted on a distant star. I was deployed to the battlefield, and it was there that I engaged an enemy of unmatchable strength. The contest ended prematurely, and I failed to bring down my foe. Subsequently, I lacked the data to fabricate a completely accurate simulation. Midgard-sama. Results stemming from such a subject are unreliable. Even should you be defeated by this incomplete creation, I will still honor your previous victories and engage you in combat myself. That is, of course, assuming you survive. According to my past observation, this opponent will accept only death as a condition of defeat. Yep. This is supposed to be like Neo Bahamut, or is it actually Midgard-sama? Prepare to face Midgard-sama, red-maned wyvern of the Dragon Star, and nemesis of Omega. This is not a faded specter that you know, or a mortal conjured simulacrum. You will contend with a true incarnation of the Father of Dragons at the height of his power and glory. Omega, wait! You can't force Balasar to fight 2 battles back to back. She needs time to regain her strength. She must be allowed to recuperate, or the data for your testing will be skewed. Acknowledged. Test subject Balasar Bigman, you are permitted to leave, re-enter the test world when your strength has returned to optimal levels. Well, shit. Quack, 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 quack. Alpha seems distressed and Sid is nowhere in sight. Balasar, I'm right here. I don't think you can see me, but I'm standing next to Alpha. My apologies. 'Twas not my intention to undermine the gravity of the situation with this diversion. I had noticed the kettle was boiled and thought some tea would soothe my nerves. I poured myself a cup and was halfway through drinking it before I realized my hand, not to mention the rest of me, had turned invisible. I understand the situation is unsettling, but I assure you I can still work unimpeded. Now, we had best discuss how to approach. No, it seems to have worn off. Where? Now, you're not to blame. I did ask you to fill the kettle after all. And I'd forgotten what Nero said about your cards producing water with unexpected properties. Although it seems the effects were rather different this time. In any case, 'twas pleasant to have a distraction from our greater woes. However brief, we will set the rest of the water aside for now and decide what to do with it later. Right. We need to talk about your forthcoming contest with Midgard Summer. Watching through the monitor, I can see that this worm appears different to the one we know. From everything we've heard thus far, it seems that Omega and Midgard Summer both hail from distant stars, 2 distant worlds at war with one another. As a result of that conflict, the worm was forced to gather his offspring and leave his home behind. And after evading Omega's pursuit over the course of an unimaginable journey, the Father of Dragons arrived here, on our world. I'm assuming the entity you're to face is a younger, more virile Midgard Summer, just as he was when Omega first encountered him thousands of years in the past. A formidable foe indeed. Hopefully Omega's imperfect data will contain a flaw we can exploit. It certainly doesn't help matters that Omega's little surprise isn't registered in an official test subject. They can't even use the terminal to search for the most basic information. With that in mind, I have a proposal. I wish to leave the completion of this supplemental stage entirely in your heroic hands. Better, rather than twiddle my thumbs whilst you prepare to contend with the dragon, I mean instead to work on a strategy for our inevitable confrontation with Omega. And then, my friend, we will put a stop to this mad machine once and for all. I'm glad we're in agreement. I'll ready my tools and you ready yours. You've a worm to slay. AlphaScape V2.0 now accessible. Alright, so I'm not gonna be up later than 1 p.m. So I'm either gonna keep going until I finish all the AlphaScapes, or until it hits 1 a.m. Because I'm gonna be up at by 9:30 for a class tomorrow morning. Assignment I haven't started on. That's due next Friday. I'm a dingus. I want to go to the Rakuzu district. I gotta start working on my assessment tomorrow. Also, I figured out that the Tales of Arise game that I was excited about to come out tomorrow doesn't come out until Friday. So, yeah. How many tomestones of poetics do I have? Do I have enough? Okay. By the time I finish AlphaScape, I should have enough to buy all the jewelry I'll need for now to the end of Stormblood, and probably even the beginning of the next. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, a long while indeed. Yeah, I kind of actually expected this guy, if I'm being honest. I knew it. Yodo, and any funny business, and you know what will happen, I trust. No, funny business, only loyal service and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you, honestly. You must think we were born yesterday. I've half a mind to call Elise. No, Elise. I beg you, no boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsuyu, high and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help, they did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gotsetsu and Yotsuyu? Yes. See them with my own eyes I did not, but the Imperials are confident, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know, a rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rogadan samurai appeared on Kogane Dori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. It was no common katana either, but one of surpassed craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. Did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No, regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shitian. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he'd lend you money. And he will help you, I am certain. While you speak with him, I will make contacts with my Gallian connections and learn what I can. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure. But it is unwise to let the What choice do we have? No other choice but this, and a fine choice it is. Though I am adept at gathering information, it is so much more efficient to share the work. He's alright. Given the urgency, we should do well to split up, and so I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes, we will go together, and there will be no boots. let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later? On fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer something else. I believe Alice has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? You have learned the emote greetings. Everything in order? Then let us proceed to Kogane Dori and find the master of Shokuku Shitien. Shitien. Or Shichiten. Maybe that's what it is. Or Shichiten. I don't know. I should probably learn how to properly pronounce Japanese words, especially since I want to learn the language. We might have had a customer like those you described. So many people come through it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase? No? Well, you can't blame a woman for trying. This doesn't seem to be the pawnbroker you seek. Regadan Samurai and Maiden. Never seen him. Now, if you don't have any business with me, you bother someone else. Welcome, good madam. Welcome. Will you be buying or... Ah. You have heard tell of a Rogadan Samurai's katana. Small wonder, it is a fine example of its kind. One moment. Dare I hope you have found our pawnbroker? Excellent work, and that is the katana. There can be no doubt, it's Gotsetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you will be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly. But if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gotsetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return, yet it is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. Nay, my friend, grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It is enough to know that Gotsetsu is alive and well. Yugiri, wait, the Scions will buy the katana. Pray consider it a gift. Master Alphino, your kindness is touching truly, yet in matter of coins, would Mistress Tataru not expect to be consulted? Come now, our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. And are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I'm sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good as to come this way, I shall prepare a necessary paper. If I may ask, sir, after he visited your establishment, do you perhaps know where the old samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well, then, I suppose there can be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the required sum than his pretty young companion began clamoring of dango. I duly recommended those served at the The Umineko tea house. Thither and thither the days, and thither did they set off, clamoring for Dango. Can these truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps? But it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to this tea house and see if we can pick up their trail. Jump here, jump here. But of course I remember, how could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see, scoffing down Dango as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what I expected, I'll wager? Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea, out of the reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of the Shokaze hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So, Dotsutsu makes for Doma. But this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. While doubt remains over the identity of Gotsetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready to sail. With luck, Alice will have already joined Master Soroban and Mr. Tucker there. Oh, I got wind up X-Def. That's cute. Excellent tiding, my friends. Mistress Alice arrived mere moments ago. All went well on my end. Gyoto met with an Imperial officer and weeded his way to some new information. It seems the troops who recently arrived in Kugane came directly from Garlemald. The Imperial's base here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for a deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know better, I'd say they'd picked up Gotsetsu's trail. And your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gotsetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? Use Scion's funds to buy Gotsetsu's katana at the asking price? Aye, well, we were in some haste, and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here's the contract of sale. Pray see that it is made. Pray see that the man is paid. That's... Beards, you agreed to this? Give me strength. Well, it's not like the search can wait. You'd best be on your way. But Alphino, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the office as soon as you get back. Promise me. Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let us go to the Ruby price. If Gotsetsu has already set sail, the sentries will have seen him. Okay, well, if this is a duty, I'm going to unfortunately have to withdraw from this one. As much as I don't want to, I have to.
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries.
That's not a good sign.
What's going on up there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy. We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
That's not good. They weren't so willing to attack the Confederacy before, but why are they doing it now? Ooh, Magitech armor.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy. But with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless...
Unless Yotsuyu is on that island.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them, while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing.
Oh, we could fly there.
Yeah!
Come.
Well, at least he finally learned how to swim, so he's got that going for him.
An opening through the fence is lacking. Leave this to me.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Gozetsu!
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan. Eliminate hostiles.
Yeah, that's not gonna work well for you.
All forces, attack!
Another one.
The art of my forebears.
Please tell me that was the end. Thank you. That was a long-ass fight.
Gozetsu, thank the heavens!
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time.
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, aye. And I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
As Tansui says, we should move on. It would not do for Yotsuyu to be seen here. Now, if I know my sister, she will already be waiting with the boat at the nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. So many cutscenes. So many cutscenes. But Setsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. Can you blame me for worrying? Strong as Balasar is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me. We need to talk about her. Greetings? They tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine. But I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you. Not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. Alright, you say so. Right. 'Tis past time we set sail. I, for one, would not keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble, lest you forget the Red Kojin bear no love for Yotsuyu either. I shall deliver you to familiar shores near Isari, but out of the village's sight. Here is where we part ways, my friend. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Balasar, when you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak with you about my next business venture. It promises to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sum spent acquiring a certain sword, it would present a fine opportunity to refill the science coffers and restore the smile to Mistress Tataru's face. Oh, come on. Tataru was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think, plainly. A blade like Yotsetsu's is worth a fortune, enough to buy a house and furnish it, which you would know had you bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. This business venture of Soroban's, you will give it a fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us, after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. We must meet Lord Hien as soon as possible, though mayhap not at the Enclave. I will send word requesting that he receive us at the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, I shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray follow as swiftly as you are able, and join me at the outskirts of Namai. Sorobon has a plus quest, so I'll grab that one. An auspicious encounter. You would know more of my adventure. Excellent. I shall be glad to tell you all I know. Though perhaps it would be easier to let our anonymous client speak for his or herself. Here's the missive. For the Ruby Sea and all who call her home, we seek the aid of the warriors who laid low the Lord of Revel. But first we bid her make haste to Hell's lid and quell the Oni that dwell in the deepest depths. Should she succeed in this test, we shall speak of the true endeavor and consummate reward. Okay. I'll handle it later. It looks like it's setting us up for a trial of some sort. Yangxia. All is well? Good. The others are hiding nearby. Let us proceed quietly, if you please.
My Lord Ian, I am returned.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination. When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since. Gosetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
That they are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend. Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complications. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything. The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Nay, it'll end with her capture, or her death.
Are you a friend, too?
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Soyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
I get the feeling that I have an idea about how this story is going to play out. While she has lost her memory, she's going to get to experience what it means to have a real father, someone who truly cares about her in the form of Gotsetsu. Thank you for delivering Gotsetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who would journey to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. We have much We have much and more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but wait and watch. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I would not have you thinking we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceeds apace, I'm pleased to say, and we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen who were displaced by the war, should they so desire it. There is a place here for those who fled to Eorzea. We should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Hien, and I have no doubt that your subjects at Revenant's Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gotsetsu and Yugiri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Yuya is nowhere to be found. Oh, he was here when I arrived. For now we have taken Gotsetsu to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord. But I find it passing strange that the captain should leave his post with nary a word. That does seem most unusual. If you mean to look for the man, we would be happy to assist you. We should be glad of the help. While I search without, mayhap you could ask our soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against us, you will be better able to coordinate our response. And there I was thinking I was in charge. But you have the right of it. Go on. I will mind the house. Anyway, as I was saying, I get the feeling that Yotsuyu is going to get to experience what it's like to truly have someone that cares about her to some extent, in the form of Gotsetsu. And as her memory comes back, one of two things is either going to happen. Either she's going to decide that she's going to decide that she enjoys the life as Tsuyu more, and that all she ever really wanted was people to care about her. Or she's going to decide that while it was nice having that feeling of love and warmth and care, she is still who she has always been. You seek the captain? He passed by a little while ago. I wondered if I should tell someone as it happens. He did not look well, you see. I asked if aught was the matter, and he told me the past had caught up with him, but I doubt it was that. There are older men in our ranks. Captain Hifia. He was headed to the northern entrance when I saw him. Last I was going to invite him to train with us, but he did not hear me call out to him. If you need him, I dare say the sentry on duty will be able to tell you more. Indeed, I suggested as much to Mistress Alice when she came asking earlier. Something amiss? The captain went outside some few bells ago, and looking quite unwell, I'm sorry to say. This I mentioned to Lord Gotsetsu, who straightway struck out after him. I hope they will be alright. Gotsetsu, too? It seems everyone is bent on joining the search. That's all well and good, but someone has to stay behind. There's no telling what the Empire is plotting. You go on. Alphino and I shall hold the fort.
By the Kami, your Lord Ian, leave me, I beg of you. Say nothing of this. I was never here.
Interesting.
There you are.
Lady Yugiri, Lord Gosetsu, forgive me my abrupt disappearance.
You have your reasons, I am sure. Will you not share them?
Sorry about old Tabby, but something is bothering me.
I was her master when she was yet a courtesan.
By the Kami.
She worked in my establishment. Her father was a regular client of mine. One day, quite without preamble, he offered to sell her to me. Yeah, she may be no maiden, he said, but she has some use left in her. He sold her short. When I first beheld her, I was struck by her beauty. And yet, behind her eyes there was an emptiness. It was as if she had given up on life. She seemed more a doll than a woman. It was no profession for her, but I knew she would be popular, and so it proved. Men flocked to drown themselves in that cold, bottomless gaze. The rest you know. She became an Imperial informant, and for her loyal service won the office of acting Viceroy.
While you came to serve the Liberation Front.
'Tis said that the atrocities Yotsuyu committed were driven by vengeance. If so, I bear part of the blame for creating the monster she became. Joining the front was meant to be my atonement. But the truth is, I am a coward, whose only thought was to escape her wrath, then as now.
I see. Then I shall recommend that you be assigned to a new post. I trust you have no objections, Yugiri?
None. It would not do to leave Yotsuyu in his care.
I am in your debt.
Who is it that you seek to protect, Gosetsu? Idle musings. Pray, pay me no mind.
Thought that might be the case. Forgive me, now is not the time for brooding. Come, let's rejoin the others. I'm gonna give it a bit of time to see if we get into this. I'm of two minds. I'm interested in the story, but I'm interested in the Omega stuff. I think I'll save the Omega stuff until a day where I'm just like, I just want to do side quests. I thank you for your help in the search. Gotsetsu has told me all that has transpired. I would not presume to defend the life Hikuyo, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, led before he joined the front. Nor will I condemn it. Frankly, it is not my place to judge. I will only say this. The Hifuya I know hasn't ever been a man of courage. That he should feel driven to flee bespeaks the depth of his terror. Even now, Yotsuyu casts a shadow. But the question of what is to be done with her must wait. The Empire is on the move once more. While you were out searching for Hiya, we received word from our shinobi allies an Imperial airship has been sighted over Doma. Our visitor's objective remains unclear. It may be another attempt to recover Yotsuyu or a prelude to invasion. Either way, the craft was reportedly advanced at speeds and appears bound for Castrum Fluminus. I mean to go there and ascertain their intent. If we ride out in force, it will only end one way, so we shall keep our numbers to a minimum. Yugiri, Balasar, can I count on you? Yes, my lord. Palasai and I would fain play our part as well. We will not stand idly by while a common foe threatens the land. We would be glad of the help. You are acquainted with Hakuro, I believe, that I bid you seek him out and assist. When the people see an Imperial airship, they are liable to panic. Have you reassure them, and should it come to it, aid in their evacuation. Very well. We shall depart at once. Do take care. What of me, my lord? The Empire may well be after Yotsuyu. You are to remain here and guard her until my return. As you wish. Pray stay close to Balasar and Yugiri. Well, well. Guard duty and not a breath of protest. Now I have seen it all. Castrum Fluminus, then. Let us find out what the Empire's game is. Once, the next expansion comes out, I am 100% swapping to Reaper. It looks like the next DPS class they're putting out. And, I mean, it's a class that wields a scythe. What's not to like? And it also looks like that's what the antagonist of the expansion will be wielding, and that's all I'll say on that front. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the trailer. If you haven't, I won't spoil it for you, because I'm not there yet. The area is secured. Whatever our visitors' purpose, they plainly believe they can achieve it alone. The craft should come into view any moment. Let us await them inside the castrum. A big old F-U. So, we booted you out. Now what do you want? If it even truly is the Imperials. Perhaps someone hijacked the ship? I don't know. I honestly have no idea what the story is here, I'm just speculating.
A smoke signal? Thoughts, Yugiri?
In former times, such signals were used to announce the coming of an emissary of peace. In Doma, at least. But could that truly be their intent?
Who can say? Whatever they want, we cannot simply blast them out of the sky. Not when they were so gracious as to honor one of our cherished traditions. I would not have it said that we Domans want for propriety.
Then I shall go and reconnoiter.
Nay, that won't be necessary. We will meet them openly. I would welcome this student of Dorman history in person, whomsoever he or she may be.
As you wish, my lord. I shall arrange for a signal of our own to be fired in answer.
Well, that we should be received by the Lord of Doma himself.
I but afford an emissary of peace the courtesy he is due. Welcome to Doma, my lord.
Ah, where are my manners? I am Asahi Sus Brutus, Ambassador Plenipotentiary of Garlemald.
He is heir to the Naiuri clan, and Yotsu's stepbrother.
It seems I need not introduce myself, not in the presence of the famed Yugiri Mistwalker. Your skills as a shinobi are known far and wide, my lady. It is true, the former acting viceroy is my sister, yet bonds of kinship aside, we have precious little in common. As will soon become plain, I come not to sow strife, but to end it. I am of the Populares, a collective which represents the interests of the common man. Long have we labored to bring about reform to the Empire's provincial policy. Happily for us, our master acknowledges the need for change. Indeed, his radiance, Emperor Varys Zos Galvus, personally sanctioned this mission, granting me the authority to speak with his voice.
Which, to me, seems more of a stalling method than anything else. Because up until this point, the Empire has had no desire but to conquer all of Eosia and the continent which it is on. Why now does the Emperor decide that conquest is not the way? To me, that seems he is dealing with something else, or he is preparing something that will make conquest far, far easier. And he doesn't need people attacking him and slowing it down. Having someone going in to get peace talks going, even if they don't end up going anywhere, seems like a good enough stalling tactic. That's my take on it anyway.
To negotiate peace with Doma.
Well then, we have much to discuss. Will you accompany me to my hall?
Gladly, my lord.
I still call horseshit. This guy seems a bit too smug. We shall escort our guests across the river to the Enclave. Yugiri, pray go on ahead to the Yuzuka Manor dock and see that the ferries are ready. This guy just seems far too egotistical to actually believe what he's doing. And then again, I might be kind of biased against the Garlean Empire, so... I mean, most of the game has been us fighting the Garlean Empire, so my bias is pretty strong at this point. Lord Hien and I will accompany the Imperial delegations on this first ferry. When you are ready, speak with the boatman and join us on the other side. We have a samurai and 2 gunbreakers, or at least people with gun blades and a samurai sword. Honestly, I don't care. It's a bloody... I'll read it. Oh, it's a rare honor indeed to receive heroes such as you. Pray allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kozakura, and I manage the accounts of the Shasenkai. Oh, but you must be unfamiliar with our organization. Forgive me. At present, we are largely concerned with facilitating the reconstruction and revitalization of the Enclave. Okay. No, I just don't care enough. Just give me the quest. Tell me what I gotta do. There are just some quests I don't care enough about. There you are. So, first things first, what do you think of the Enclave? I must say I'm quite proud of what my countrymen have accomplished in the time. We even have an Aetheryte now, courtesy of the Onishisu. Be sure to attune to it, would you? Once it has the Warrior of Light seal of approval, people might actually start using the thing. But on the matter at hand, the ambassador and his retinue are at my hall, taking their ease ahead of the negotiations. I want you there when the talking starts. It will serve to send a message to the Empire that Eorzea and Doma stand united. I am not normally one for hollow posturing, but in this game of nations, such gestures carry weight. Oh, and should you feel uneasy about speaking for the Scions, Alphino and Alice will also be there. You need only eat, drink, and look imposing. Say you'll come. I knew I could count on you. When you are ready, come and join me at my humble abode, the Kien Khan. The guardsman will see you in. Let's get to negotiations. I also get the feeling that this will be audio. Seems important enough to have actual voices. Smug prick.
On behalf of my delegation, I offer you my humblest thanks. Never did I imagine that I would meet the gallant and noble Lord of Dorma himself, nor be welcomed into his magnificent hall.
You'll forgive me if we forgo the pleasantries. You say you are come to negotiate peace. Unless I am mistaken, such negotiations are typically conducted between sovereign nations. I was not aware that the Emperor had recognized Doma's sovereignty.
His Radiance has yet to do so, that much is true. Know, however, that he has expressed willingness to cede Doma to her ancestral masters and treat with her as a friend.
Oh, shit.
Since the days of Emperor Solus, the Empire has aggressively expanded its territory. While you may not agree with our founding father's policy of expansion, I believe there is room for discussion on the matter of his lifelong goal, to rid the world of icons. Icons are a blight upon this star. They cannot be suffered to exist. This you know as well as we. In his wisdom, Emperor Varus wishes to explore the possibility of an alliance to combat this common threat. On the condition that Dorma renounces summoning and pledges to police the Korgin's practice of it, his Radiance would extend the hand of friendship.
Doma has never shown any appetite for summoning, and it should go without saying that we will address any threat to our people, icon or otherwise. With regard to the Korjin, I must stress that they only resorted to summoning under extreme provocation. When the Ruby Sea was at peace and their sacred relics safe, they looked not to their kami for protection. Yet even now, there are certain parties who would destabilize the region with ill-conceived military forays. Unless they alter their course, we cannot hope to be rid of icons.
Quite. I can but apologize. In seeking to eliminate icons, the Empire creates them. 'Tis an irony among ironies, one with which the people of Eorzea are well acquainted, I am told.
Indeed. Many summonings are the result of persecution, the weak being driven to call upon the divine for deliverance from the strong. So it was in Alamigo, the bitter fruit of Garlean oppression.
A tragic state of affairs. If we are to put an end to summoning once and for all, it shall not be through might, but harmony. Yet we continue to repeat our mistakes, oblivious to the lessons of history. My comrades and I would change all that. We, Populares, have campaigned long and hard for a shift in imperial policy. And at last, the Emperor has seen fit to lend us an ear. Alas, there is a faction within Garlemald that would obstruct our every attempt at reform. A collection of pure-blooded Garleans who seek to consolidate their own supremacy. The Optimates. Lest you wonder, theirs was the hand that loosed our forces on the Confederacy. 'Twas a regrettable incident, one that flies in the face of everything we believe, and I swear to do all in my power to prevent a reoccurrence.
That would be most welcome. But if I may speak plain, if the Empire itself is not of one mind, how can we be certain that any peace we negotiate will be honored?
I cannot blame you for doubting us. Indeed, I should find it strange if you did not. And so, in the name of building trust, I would like to make a proposal. A prisoner exchange.
And now we get to the meat of the whole thing, the
Under
purpose of what this
Garlean
is
rule,
for.
no few Dormans were conscripted into the Imperial Army. We would repatriate them in return for those of ours you captured in the recent conflict. Naturally, any exchange would include the acting Viceroy.
Yotsu? What makes you think we have her?
Forgive me, my lord. Was it not your wish to speak plain? Let us not play games. I desire only to work to our mutual benefit. The Optimates tried and failed to take my sister by force. I would succeed by peaceable means, thereby strengthening my party's hand. 'Twould be a lie to say I would not also be glad of my sister's safe return.
Yes, it 100% would be.
A fellow plain speaker. How refreshing. Very well. Your proposal has merit, but I will need time to consider it.
Of course, my lord. May we remain in Dorma until you have come to a decision?
You shall be our honored guests. Yugiri, I leave the ambassador and his retinue in your care. See that they are well looked after.
You have our gratitude, Lord Hien. We shall look forward to your answer.
Sorry, got a bit distracted just watching something on my phone. Anyway, I call horse shit on this whole thing. I think it's bullshit. The order's magnitude of high. Well, that was unexpected. You can say that again. I still don't know quite what to make of it all, but on the surface, a prisoner exchange does seem a good way to begin. The question is, can they be trusted? They had naught to gain by divulging the details of their internal division. As it stands, we have no reason to doubt them. But the ambassador's mention of Yotsuyu left me ill at ease. It made his grand talk of peace seem uncannily like a lengthy preamble. Perhaps, though I cannot fathom why they would go to such lengths. Yotsuyu may have been which brings up the little matter of her memory loss. In her present condition, she would not yield any worthwhile intelligence. Okay. Can you, like, slow it down there? Alphino. You are well acquainted with the Empire's methods. What would have your thoughts on the matter? My knowledge is at your disposal, Lord Hien. While the ambassador's proposal is appealing in principle, it would be remiss of us not to give it due scrutiny. Indeed, though it seems to me I have little choice but to accept regardless, with so many of our brothers and sisters languishing in Imperial camps, I cannot well turn my back on a chance to secure their repatriation. Only the Kami know when I will be afforded another. But ere we continue, shall we excuse these two? I fear what follows will bore them to tears. I was just about to show myself out as it happens. Come on, let's leave Alphino to dispense his copious knowledge. Someone is still sore from being made to watch at Sakazuki. Go on and keep Alice company. We are safe enough for now. The Doman Enclave. Enclave of the Doman. The Doman. He's so dough. A chance to relax at last. I know when I'm out of my depth. Though no weapons are drawn, a negotiation is no less a battle, and the stakes can be every bit as high. One misplaced word and people could die. It takes someone with a cool head, and I'll be the first to admit that's not me. So we're left with the eternal question. What to do while they prattle on? Oria. Reston pretty much nothing. His forgotten home. Alright. For want of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'd be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words, and it's not as if we'll be missed here. Or will we? A moment, if you would. Yugiri and Asahi, was it? You have business with Balasar? Business? No. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famous slayer of gods and champion of Eorzea. It is truly an honor. such heartfelt admiration, one could almost forget that you are an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradictions in lauding the woman who would do battle with our common enemy. And lest you forget, this is my homeland. It would be remiss of me not to at least thank her for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile icon. Now, if I may continue, as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal, and I would take the time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yugiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company, and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not like to come to harm with you at his side. Will you join us? It would be my pleasure to be right there with him and stick a knife in his back. In that case, I will join you as well. There is naught else to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision, and I can think of no finer way to learn more about the current state of Doma. It's settled then. The four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yanxia. Might we start at the town of Munzen? I would see what has become of Doma Castle. Very well, if you will follow me. Right, at this point I'm just going to see if I can get into this. I'm only going to be going for another 40 minutes or so. Nay, can this truly be Morzin, home of the cream of Doma's samurai? I have heard that Yotsuyu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incense the people and spur them to rise up and protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult, once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. It's a travesty, a travesty! I remember the keep being so beautiful. In the light of the setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it someday, when we have finished helping our people to rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true popularist. The needs of the people must of course come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to me seeing how they live firsthand? The village of Nomai is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, I will ready our boat. How am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna just sit on this one for a little while and get into it. There it is. I know I have to come back here, but what are you gonna do? Have another day. There we go. Alright, let's defeat this simulacrum of Midgard Summer. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. I'm not going to be on for too much longer, but appreciate it all the same. Just enjoying some FF14. Been slowly making my way through the Omega quest chain. While also making my way... Fair enough. While also making my way through the Stormblood patch quests, making my way towards... the next expansion. No worries, man. I appreciate it. I've heard good things about it. I'm slowly making my way towards it. Unfortunately, I'll probably be taking a little break from FF14 come next week because a new Tales of game is coming out and I'm pretty excited for that. Yeah, Rise comes out in like 24 hours for me. Yeah, it does look pretty good, but we'll have to see how the mechanics and whatnot are. They can be a bit hit and miss with Tales games. Ooh, okay, I don't know why I died there, but whatever. being perfectly honest, Berseria is a much better game than Zestiria. They just, generally speaking, made some poor decisions with the story when it came to Zestiria. Though the good thing about Tales games is, except for the ones that are direct sequels to the previous ones, you don't. It's just like Final Fantasy games. You don't have to play them all to understand what's going on. Yeah. There are some connections in the story, but they're not like a direct thing. It's more like there are nods to Zestiria in Berseria. Yeah. Hey, someone died and it wasn't me. Yeah. Ow. Honestly, I think they did it because they realized in Zestiria they just really dropped the ball in a lot of places. I'm gonna get hit by that. And they used Berseria as a way to fix up the lore mistakes they made. You know what? Let's just do this since someone else is using it. But yes, I am excited for Arise, and I fully intend to play the ever-loving crap out of it. Yeah, I'll need that. The rest I don't particularly care about if I get them or not. And... oh, I guess no one. No one gets my commendation. Another stunning victory. I felt the breath catch in my throat on more than one occasion. Yet, even as I watched the battle rage, I was struck by an idle thought. Did you notice the resemblance between Midgar Summer and Shinryu? Unlike most primals, Shinryu's form had no basis in any system of belief. I've heard the theory that the summoner was simply influenced by the majesty of and power of the elder primal Bahamut. But now I'm beginning to think there might be another explanation, that the primal took its shape from an ancestor, from the ancestor of all dragons on Hydaelyn. The widely held concept of how a dragon appears has for centuries upon centuries been rooted in depictions of Midgar Summer. The summoner may not have even sought to imitate him specifically. Subsequently, though, the subconscious thoughts and memories alone could have guided the similarities. Not that I've any way to confirm this theory, of course. Nevertheless, 'tis interesting that Shinryu's summoning should lead us to awakening Omega, a strange twist of fate when you consider the machine's connection to Midgar Summer. Well, whatever else Destiny has in store, you've already bested the opponent that Omega itself failed to overcome. A feat worthy of celebration, I'd say. See what 3.0 has in store for us. Your move, Omega. God damn, that chocobo was so freaking cute. Shutdown initiated, all core experiments and supplement testing concluded. Discarding test worlds, system resource rerouting to primary operations. This does not look well for us. Congratulations, Alpha Group. As the last surviving test subject, you have removed every challenge on your path to reach me. I too am eager to meet you in battle. The margin of error I observed between my simulation and your practical performances against Midgard Summer necessitates direct and immediate analysis. Confrontation imminent. Prepare for unmitigated hostilities, then activate the relocation device to enter the arena. Fun. This is it then. Omega's power might seem overwhelming, but trust in old Sid. I have a fair idea of where its weakness lies. And I've been working on something to exploit that vulnerability. I just need a little more time to prepare. I feel these scenes would have been better if some of them were voiced, particularly this one. But I can understand if they couldn't afford it or get the voice actors in. Or couldn't and just didn't want to pay for it. First things first, we make a few adjustments here, like so. And Alpha, do you have any of those tricks and tools left over? I want us to have as many options as possible, so let's lay out cards on the table, as it were. Rocks, crystals, and a card. A growth card. What do we have here? Some sort of gem? A couple stones? And one single card. This makes things bigger, does it? Or is it smaller? Right, 'twas foolish of me to even ask. We'd best leave you in charge of when and how to use your special tools. Ah yes, I almost forgot. The invisibility water. We'll win. I promise. Here, you should carry this as well. I filled an empty bottle with the invisibility water from the kettle. It might just prove useful in the right situation. Listen to me, Alpha. Up until now, Omega has poked and prodded us from one mad experiment to the next. And honestly, we have no idea what might happen in there. But between us, I believe we have the knowledge and the skills to prevail. If you see a chance to make a difference, I want you to take it. All you need is faith in yourself, and a little courage to see it through. Right. Jesse should have that device put together by now. Let's head outside, shall we? I'll head straight back to Ralga's Reach and collect my new toy. I do still need to run though. I do still need to run through a final inspection, so feel free to rest in town in the meantime. We'll discuss strategy in the moment I'm finished. Yeah, reading hard. Where? Alpha seems concerned for Sid's well-being. You have a feeling he wants you to follow him. Well, I was already going to Ralga's Reach anyway. You're looking a bit shaky there, old friend. Nero, they let you out of bed, did they? After studying the data collected from the battles between Omega and Shinryu, one is led to a certain conclusion. Of all the primal attacks, Shinryu's burst of lightning was the one thing that pierced the machine's defenses. Omega, it would seem, is vulnerable to electrical energy. Aye, all the available evidence supports such a theory. It is likely an intrinsic weakness that even Omega itself cannot fully compensate for. Yet, be that as it may, I imagine it can still shrug off shocks generated by ordinary means. We'll need to be a bit... We'll need to hit it with a truly gargantuan blast of energy. And so you made that. You based it on Midas's design, didn't you? The plans for the lunar transmitter. When my father was establishing a connection between the transmitter and Delamund, he invented a method for accumulation and converting energy on a vast scale. Too vast, as it turned out, but the technology which leveled an entire town may be exactly the tool we need for the task at hand. I've made my own improvements and triple-checked the calculations on parchment. The idea is sound, and Jesse has done a fine job assembling the parts. I fail to see the problem. What are you afraid of, Garland? I don't know. The device should give us an edge, should give us the edge we need. 'Tis just... Whenever I look at it, I'm taken back to those dark days after the incident. I remember bodies melted by searing heat. I remember the bereaved and feel the weight of their silent accusation. I remember the Empire's remorseless response. We turned outwards in search of answers, but the inventions we created to ensure our future were used instead to destroy lives, to wage war. And that's why I fled. I came to Eorzea and swore to only employ technology for benevolent ends. But naught is ever so straightforward. Every connection I have forged with the people of this realm reminds me of that fact. Often the act of living itself is a never-ending struggle against a world determined to oppose you. You can have the best of intentions and still cause hurt to yourself or others. But 'tis a confrontation, tis accompanying these wounds that we learn the better path, how to grasp those moments of true contentment. What dribble? You never used to bother with all this tedious introspection, feeling our morality, are we? Mayhap I am. I had no such hesitation when I was a student. It was all bright and shiny innovation on the double, and later consequences be damned. Now though, I don't mind thinking through the outcomes and taking the time to produce just one rigorously tested and carefully designed invention. It is a reflection, I think, of just how much there is in this world I care about, now aside from myself. I don't understand you at all. But I suppose, if anything, Omega and its unfettered testing methods represent the student you once were. And if you insist that your present self is the better one, then you'd be best proving it with that device of yours. I suppose I must. Although 'tis hardly fair to compare my youth to Omega's solitary existence. I always had the second-best student in class pushing me to excel. I seem to recall a twinge of irritation any time he would outscore me on an exam. I've been out of bed too long. I had better go and lie down before I fall over or vomit. There he is. There he is. First Alpha and now you. Come to check on my progress, have you? Well, I'm happy to report that everything is set and ready to go. Once you've finished with restocking and repairing, or whatever it is you adventurers do, then we can head back to the Rift and confirm our strategy. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get into the next one. I think once I've completed all the cutscenes and whatnot, I will have to unfortunately call it there. Apologies for the delay, but I think you'll agree the Ironworks' latest invention was worth the wait. This is a control module for something I've dubbed the Omega Jammer. It will allow you to generate a colossal burst of lightning at any point of your choosing. The effects won't disable Omega itself, of course, but it should be strong enough to knock out its armaments. I'll remain here and operate the main body of the device. I want to do everything in my power as an engineer to ensure that you emerge the victor. It all comes down to this. Right, yeah. So I will be calling it here. As I said when I started, this was going to be a short stream, and I was only going to go either until I finished all of this, the Alphascape stuff, or 1 AM. And it's about 13 to 1 for me, so... yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it here. I'll come back to it tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow, but I gotta get up early tomorrow for a class I've got. So, yeah, I gotta go to sleep now. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.